Hurricane Milton, a powerful Category 3 storm at landfall, has brought catastrophic damage across Florida. From deadly tornadoes to historic flooding, the state now faces a long road to recovery. Milton made landfall near Siesta Key, Florida, unleashing its fury with wind speeds of over 120 miles per hour. As it moved inland, it began to weaken, downgrading to a Category 1 storm. But even as it weakened, its impact remained devastating. Communities along Florida's west coast, including Sarasota and Naples, were the first to feel the storm's brute force. The storm surge pushed water inland, flooding homes and streets. In St. Lucie County, Milton's winds spun off deadly tornadoes, tragically killing 4 people. These tornadoes ravaged neighborhoods, leaving homes flattened and families displaced. St. Petersburg, another hard-hit city, witnessed the destruction of vital infrastructure. The roof of Tropicana Field, home to the Tampa Bay Rays, was torn off by ferocious winds, leaving the structure in ruins. As Hurricane Milton marched across Florida, over 3.3 million people lost power. Entire neighborhoods were plunged into darkness, with the most severe outages reported along the state's west coast. Utility companies are working around the clock to restore power, but many could remain without electricity for days. One of the most devastating impacts of Hurricane Milton has been the flooding. In St. Petersburg, over 18 inches of rain fell in just a few hours, a 1-in-1,000-year rainfall event. Roads turned into rivers, and homes were submerged under feet of water. Other areas, such as Sanibel Island and Clearwater, faced similar fates. Entire communities were cut off by rising waters, with emergency crews forced to use boats to rescue stranded residents. The storm's impact also led to the closure of several major airports, including Tampa International. With flights grounded indefinitely, thousands of travelers were stranded, unable to leave the storm-ravaged region. Port Tampa Bay, a critical hub for Florida's economy, suffered minimal damage but remains closed temporarily. Officials expect it to reopen soon to help bring in vital supplies for recovery efforts. Across Florida, heroic rescue efforts are underway. In flooded apartment complexes, assisted living facilities, and entire neighborhoods, first responders are racing against time to save those trapped by floodwaters. From apartment complexes in St. Petersburg to the vulnerable elderly in assisted living facilities, rescues are ongoing. Local authorities and FEMA are coordinating efforts to ensure that everyone receives the help they need. FEMA has already mobilized resources, deploying teams across the state to assist in rescue and recovery efforts. Local officials have also joined forces, setting up shelters, distributing food and water, and beginning the arduous task of cleanup. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has urged Floridians to remain patient as officials work to restore power, clear debris, and begin rebuilding homes and infrastructure. Federal aid is being funneled into the hardest-hit areas, ensuring communities receive the support they desperately need. Though Hurricane Milton has left destruction in its wake, Florida is no stranger to storms. The state's resilient communities are already coming together to rebuild. Volunteers, utility workers, and emergency teams are working tirelessly to restore normalcy. The road to recovery will be long, but with the help of neighbors, officials, and volunteers from across the country, Florida will rise again, stronger than ever. As the storm passes, the resilience of Floridians shines through. This is the spirit of a state that has weathered many storms and will undoubtedly weather this one too.